We had another fantastic discussion today about comparing ourselves with others. And it was really, really interesting what came out. And, we all compare ourselves to others, usually not measuring up. But we all have different criteria that we compare ourselves on, okay? Which is all very, very subjective. But I think one of I have a couple of antidotes for comparing ourselves to others. One is learning to evaluate ourselves. So instead of relying on other people to tell us who we are and if we're worthwhile or not, to be able to look inside and become our own friend, and respect ourselves and appreciate ourselves. And then, if we do something with a good motivation, not with arrogance, but to rejoice. Nothing wrong with rejoicing. And rejoicing isn't being arrogant, but it points out to us when we rejoice at our own good qualities or our own virtue or whatever, that, okay, there's something good about me. So, and so learning to evaluate, when do I have a good motivation? When have I had a rotten motivation? If I have a good motivation, rejoice. If I had a rotten motivation, purify, learn, and become better. But giving the power over our self-image to ourself instead of to other people, because when we're always looking to other people to tell us if we're worthy or not worthy, then we're completely dependent on them. And it gets really confusing because one person will tell you you're worthwhile in this area and another person will tell you you aren't. And then you get really confused. Am I or aren't I? Am I worthwhile or not worthwhile? Am I good or am I bad? Because we're listening to other people. And their thoughts are changing all the time and they all have different opinions. And so I think one way to establish really valid self-confidence where we don't have this kind of insecurity is learning to evaluate our own actions, with compassion, not with, being a drill sergeant to ourselves, but, with a compassionate attitude to ourselves. And another thing that I think is very helpful in terms of, dealing with comparing ourselves to others and not coming out on top, is to flip the situation and say, it's really good there's other people who are better than me. Because the mind that feels, I'm inferior, goes, we build a whole melodrama. And instead to flip it and say, I'm glad there's people who are better than me. And actually, if I look, I am glad, because if I were the end-all and be-all, this planet would be in really a bad situation. Because there's so many things I don't know how to do. So I'm glad there's other people who are better than me. And even in the things that I do know how to do, I'm glad there's people who are better than me, because then I can learn. And if some people get something that I wanted, and I didn't get it, then I think, well, that's good, may they be happy with it, but also knowing that whatever they got, they're going to get a whole new handful of problems. If they got the position that I wanted, now they're going to have all the problems with the position. If they ran off with my boyfriend or girlfriend, now they're going to have the problems with that person. Because, when do you ever have a perfectly smooth relationship? You don't. So, so rejoicing that somebody has something that's good, and, really wishing them well, and knowing that they're also going to have a new set of problems with that, and may they somehow find their way through that set of problems. Not rejoicing at their problems, Oh, now she gets to wash his dirty socks, but, good, may she suffer, not like that. Yeah, you know, because with anything good that somebody gets, there's always problems. So may they be happy with whatever the good part is. May they work out whatever the bad part is. And, you know, very often it's so interesting, the things that, you know, that I didn't get what I wanted, then often the way the situation worked out, it actually worked out much better than if I had gotten what I wanted. You know, even, I think of even in buying, you know, when we were looking for the property for the Abbey, because we made bids on 2 other pieces of property. I am so glad that those bids weren't accepted now. I am so glad, because neither of them was as good as this property. We would have had so many headaches. That place do you remember, at Cambridge? It was the end of the road, gorgeous views. But snow plowing that road to get in there, you know, and Dan, the guy I was with who helped find it, oh, it's no problem, snow plowing. He grew up in Montana, you know. It's a problem, snow plowing. And there was such a huge, you know, road. Do you remember that road? So, you know, I look even into things where, you know, I wanted something so badly and didn't get it. And so often it's really, I'm so glad I didn't get it, you know, and in the later times. Yeah? So just after a while it teaches you to not take things quite so seriously. Yeah, it's not the end of the world when we lose something or don't get recognized or whatever. Yeah.